Come have a seat. You're getting to that age where you are really starting to get your potential right, and you know you're about to start taking action. However, you don't know how to lead. You want to be a leader. Maybe it's to your community. Maybe it's to your family. Maybe you just want to feel like a powerful and you want to be a leader. But the thing is, how do you expect to lead when you yourself doesn't follow the things you talk about? Okay, how do you expect to lead when you haven't led yourself right? A lot of people might talk a lot of game, but don't follow their advice to a T. So how do we do this? True leadership starts within. All right. First, you must master your emotions. Do not suppress them. Okay. A lot of times we feel like it's power in neglecting our emotions, but a lot of times if we have emotional chaos inside, it's always going to present itself outside, even if you don't see it. Even though it's not always present to you, people can always sense it. Okay. Leaders feel emotions. Okay. It's just that they act based on the principles, not their feelings, but they do process their feelings. They understand them. So it's very important to understand your emotions so you can acknowledge when something's going on internally, but you know how to deal with them externally. This is very important, because if you don't understand what's going on inside, you won't understand what's going on outside. So within, so without. I can go way more into that, okay? And I'll give you guys one tip. If you want to master your emotions, this is probably the best tip I got for y'all. You need to do mental check-ins, okay, and emotional check-ins. What are you feeling, and what are you committed to doing? You need to start actually talking to yourself. I go deep dive into this, link in the bio. You guys can schedule a call with me, okay? The second point I got for y'all is, before you guys can give directions to people, before you guys can tell people what to do and what not to do, you must create internal discipline. Why is this? The reason why you want to do this is because that discipline turns into self-trust. Okay, and when you have self-trust, others can feel that automatically. And when you don't trust yourself, other people are going to sense that. Especially, if it's people that's with you all the time. That's eventually going to come out where he actually has fake confidence. A lot of people can sense that after a while. And you don't want to have fake confidence. You want to have a good trusting system with yourself, and that only comes from discipline. This comes from working for things and earning them. Okay, so you can't ask people to be consistent if you aren't either. It doesn't make sense, right? And when people are going to feel that, people are going to see that. You can play a good game for a while, but after a while it's like, oh, you actually don't follow the things that you talk about. And this is very important to your potential, okay? And you also want to build discipline by keeping small daily promises to yourself first. Before you commit to anybody, training anybody, or being a leader to anybody, you must lead yourself, okay? You must lead yourself in practices, okay? You must lead yourself. Maybe you want to meditate every single day. How do you do that? You show yourself that you can do it first before you can try to tell anybody that you want to do anything, all right? And the last point I got for y'all is probably the strongest advice I got for y'all, is lead by example, not words, okay? People aren't always going to listen to what you have to say, okay? Some people don't work like that, all right? Some people work by seeing what you're doing. Okay, so you need to follow a strict example on what you're saying. So everything that you're telling people, everything that you're thinking, you need to actually do and stick to it, all right? And because this is important, because if people find out you're a hypocrite, right, you're not following your example, that will kill your respect automatically, 100 to a 0, all right? Because then they're like, why would I follow your advice? You don't even do anything that you do, all right? So this is probably the last important tip I got for y'all. Lead by becoming the man you be proud to follow, okay? You want to be able to understand and love the things you say and do. If maybe that's why you want to be a leader, because you don't see anyone you want to follow, wherever the case is. Who is that man you want to be? And become him today, all right? So that's pretty much it, guys. Learn your emotions, learn your mental work, learn everything, that how you click, how you talk, how you tick. So that's pretty much it what I got for y'all. I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. Y'all be safe.